Welcome to Puzzle with Emilia, that's me, and today I'm actually gonna do a review video of one Finnish jigsaw puzzle brand, and this is exactly one of those brands that I've been bashing in many of my videos. You know, I haven't necessarily been a fan of any of the Finnish brands we have. I think the problem here is, well, it's not a problem, but I have had a lot of, so what we're reviewing today is called Peliko. So I have had a lot of their older puzzles that I got from the reuse center. The quality, that statement I'm not taking back. The quality of their older puzzles has been absolutely okay. But I have gotten my hands to some of their newer puzzles, and I'm maybe changing my opinion a little bit. So you're gonna hear today an honest review. I'm not only gonna say good things about them, although I do feel like the motivation for this video is because I am a Finnish person. Of course I want to support our local brands. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna tell only good things about them. So I'm still gonna give my honest review. Anything I don't like, I will tell you for 100% sure. So I went and I bought these. I think these are like literally brand new from this year's catalog. I think they have new boxes. I'm not sure. I think they do. So what we have here today to go through, just because I want to get like the full bigger picture, because sometimes different piece count puzzles have different quality or different feature whatsoever. So yeah, I got these 99 piece puzzles. And these are giving me like very much the vibes of like Puzzle Moment from Ravensburger, more like an adult taste, I hope. Like, and plus it has a red panda, so of course I had to buy it. This was kind of like, that caught my eye. Prim's favorite as well. Super excited for these ones, kind of like for also to practice for doing the smaller puzzles. Then we have two very nice, I actually like their images in comparison to some magical other Finnish brand that I'm not gonna name here. Their images, at least these days, love it. I'm super excited for these, and this is like a coffee. Do they have names? I have a feeling, yeah, this is actually one annoying thing that I don't like. These puzzles don't have names. So like, I don't know, if you would put this to my speed puzzling, I don't think you can, because it literally does not have name. If it has a name somewhere, please let me know, but at least it's not in the box. I feel like they have named these in their online store. I have this like idea in my head at least, but no name on the box. Please fix it. It's not hard to name these. You don't even need to be so original. You can literally call this like teacups, and I guess this is scenery from somewhere I'm probably supposed to know, but I don't, so whatever. And then we have one 1,000-piece puzzle, a collage with very cute animals, well, dogs and kittens or cats, and there is one hamster. No, that's not a hamster. Ooh, there is even like a little jockey and bunnies and everything. Yeah, absolutely love this one. I think we're actually gonna start with this just to see how the quality is. Also, this one doesn't have a name. Yeah, let's start with opening this one and see how the quality is. All right, first of all, they don't have plastic on it, so that's, I guess, you know what? I am already annoyed. I think, you know when puzzles brands put like a glue that you are afraid that you're gonna break the box, and I don't want to break the box. Like it's gonna rip off some of the image on the box. Okay, let's see. Okay, we survived. I may have to take that back, but this feels like you need to get a new sticker. Like this feels like this is glued in too much. I'm actually worried for these because these seem to have a bigger stickers. Okay, opening up. Okay, nice bag over here. Okay, where do we put stuff? Very interesting. Oh, one could ask about that movement, but whatever. Okay, there are some pieces that are completely together, like this one. But otherwise, these feel nice. These feels like they have a little bit of like a trefoil vibe, not too much dust. This much dust, I'll show you. Okay, yeah. So the pieces feel like they are, how would I explain this? So they're a little bit feels like, this is just the first direction. We'll see later, obviously, how correct or incorrect I am. But they have a little bit of like the smoothness that the trefoil regular quality has. So they're not like funky or bubbly in a way that sometimes the Ravensburger puzzle pieces are. And then also, now that I'm looking at this, I think there won't be too many false fits. So they are not exactly plain in shape as the trefoil, but not as funky as, for example, actually this might be almost as funky as the Ravensburger, but I think the piece size is smaller. It's kind of like a mix of different sizes here. So yeah, I'm actually very excited for this. And if this is also what's the case for the 500 piece puzzles, I think we're off to a really good start here. Okay, actually before I start doing this, I want to just open one of these because I actually think I want to do the speed puzzling first and then just do this while I'm like looking what happened there. Why I'm still trying to take that sticker out. I feel like this is a mistake. I feel like this is a big mistake. So yeah, this is definitely, yeah, this is break. I'm so mad now. I had this, I said this is a problem, but then I managed to take them off from this big puzzle. And it's on my, no. Get me scissors. Oh boys, man, this is so annoying. My dearest little red panda puzzle. And you know how much I love boxes. I am not a fan of this. Okay. Okay, now we have high hopes for the living. And look at it, it's just so cute. How could you not? How could you not? Okay. Okay, so this is not exactly what I expected. Yeah, did I say something that I was getting like how do you think? Isn't this like more adult taste image? And more like the Ravensburger puzzle moment vibes? These are like the largest pieces I've ever seen. This is not even like, this is like double the Ravensburger big piece size. I feel like I would have been already a little bit disappointed if it was bigger pieces, but like the Ravensburger big piece size, but like this is like, I want to say this is disgusting, but I really love the image. So okay, maybe this is just meant for kids and I had this complete idea that this is more like suitable for all ages and like this new, hey, maybe adults want to do smaller puzzles as well idea that they were like manifesting here, but that is obviously not the case. I guess we're still gonna speed puzzle this. Okay. Yahas. Interesting. Okay, show me just one of these 500 because now we have seen such a different kind of pieces that now I'm actually worried for this. And now we're also smarter. So we're not gonna break the, I can't believe I break the thing of my favorite image of all of these, but then maybe it's not such a loose after those big pieces. Okay. Pray for me. Pray for me. Okay, all right. Looking similar to these pieces, let's not open it to mix it up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think I want to start with speed puzzling, maybe no. Okay, let's do these first super fast, then let's do this, and then we do this one. Yeah. Because I want to know before I start doing this if there is a problem. Or should I do this actually first so then I know if there's going to be trouble with the 500 piece puzzles? Or should I just do the 500 piece? Let's do the 500 piece puzzles first. And then at least we can do this just for relaxing so it's not as annoying if there is any problems. But okay, so far I love the images. I hate the pieces. Fix the clue stickers. Get names. Hello. And yeah. And I hope the quality is gonna be top notch. Please. I'm begging you at this point. Okay, let's go and do these. We're gonna do these on the kitchen table and then we're gonna come back here. Let's go. Okay, so I started with this puzzle and obviously the big question here is now that why on earth did I not separate the edge? I always do that even with the smallest puzzles, like I don't care if it's like literally like 20 pieces. I always separate the edges and I should have definitely do it with this one. And this is not my fault. So, the problem with this is, and I know we all hate this image here on the front box is not the full image. And it took me so long to even realize it because I did not separate the edges. I did those little roses, well not roses, pink flowers, and I was like, yeah, these are not on the image. And then you're like also like starting to consider what else is not on the image. But it was too late. I don't know where was the other side of the box. I didn't even know if there is the full image somewhere. I mean, it is here. You see this extra small picture here? Why do you do this? I don't get it. You know, I work in business and a lot of times I talk with my clients about like expectations management. So I don't know if their logic here is like, you know, this is what we're selling and then we're giving even more. So the clients, or in this case, the consumers will be extra happy. I'll tell you what, that is not how it works. It is just annoying. Like, could you at least like write here something like, hey, check out the back for the full image. Okay, well, moving on to this one, obviously now I was already smarter, like separate the edges and also, hello, use the back of the box for the full image. And yeah, so this is a funny thing. You can see I separated the edges and then I magically just put the rest of them between the box and my timer. And God honest, I forgot they were there. And I kept thinking for like a good minute or two that like how faulty can this new puzzle be that it's like literally missing most of the edge pieces. But in hindsight, and this happens quite often in life, I was the one at fault. And I remembered, oh, I actually put them there myself. But to be fully honest, with this image, I'm willing to forgive anything. So I don't care if it's a huge, large pieces. I don't care if the image is not fully on the front box. But I just love red pandas so much. By the way, if you didn't know, Prim Prim is actually named by my favorite red panda in the Helsinki Zoo. And also, if you ever happen to check my phone, you would be surprised how many red panda videos I have over there. I am obsessed. And if I go to any zoo and it doesn't have red panda, first of all, it's a bad zoo, don't go there. But like, I could just, like, if my career doesn't pan out, I will just become like a zookeeper for red pandas. That is like my backup plan in life. Now, this was absolutely also, like, without the red panda, this would be my favorite image of them all. And I was so excited to do this, and I was like, okay, this is actually going to be an easy new personal best, under 40 for sure. However, now we come back to this quality issue. So no false fit with the big pieces. I don't even know how that would be possible. But yeah, this definitely had, like, it's not as worse as it used to be with some of the older manufactured Peliko puzzles, but like this had so many false fits. And not only false fits, but also like those, you know, like reversed false fits where you're like, okay, these pieces go together, like visually, they're a match. But then the cut is a little bit weird and you're like, this does not, like this is not right. And then you separate them just to realize later that they actually did go together. So that was kind of like a little bit annoying, but to be honest, I really love that image, and this is one of the few puzzles that I'm actually excited to do again. And now you're like, okay, well that doesn't sound too much, but like, because everybody does the puzzles again and again and again these days, but I actually don't. Like, I have very few puzzles, even like the Ravensburgers, I don't really do them again. Unless it's like for some purpose, like I need to film it or for coaching or something. I just don't generally enjoy doing puzzles again and again and again, or even that second time, unless there's another reason. But this one I'm like actually super excited to do again. Probably not just 2 times, probably like 5 times. And this is definitely going to be part of my collection forever. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I've never actually sold even one. No, I actually sold one puzzle, but it was a duplicate, so I don't think that counts. But yeah, this was absolutely a lovely puzzle. And then we did this one. So this puzzle definitely had like a couple easy things, like, you know, well, basically just the blue and a little bit of the green. Maybe a little bit of the pink as well, like the where the coffee cups are on. But the problem definitely with this puzzle is that this is like one of those puzzles that you really benefit of like the trial and error, because literally everything looked like the same after the easy parts. But you know, when you have this puzzle that has false fits and reverse false fits and everything in between that you can basically imagine. So obviously the problem is that you cannot do the trial and error because you just end up putting false fits in. And also sometimes when it's not false fit, it literally like breaks the whole puzzle. So this one felt like it took a decade. I tried to use a little bit of like the benefit of, there's a little bit like blurriness because obviously this is a photograph. Which also now, I know I mentioned this already, so these puzzles don't have names. So now I'm starting to think, since it's like a photograph, it would be also great not only to have a name for this puzzle, but also that there would be credits of who is the photographer. Like even if it's from a photo bank, you already know my opinion on that. But it would be just great to know like actually who took this picture, and yeah. But I guess you can always wish for. But definitely this image, I had a little bit higher expectations. I don't know why. But I think this is not my favorite. I'm almost like planning to pull a joke on somebody and give it to them as a mystery puzzle, because it was already a pain as a non-mystery puzzle practice. But yeah, definitely not gonna do that one again. This is the problem. Sometimes you can be forgiven the false fit quality issue if the images you're like producing as a puzzle brand are images where it doesn't really matter that much. But when you give this one and you have that issue, then it's kind of like, I don't know, could you please fix this quality issue? But yeah, in general, definitely this has been better experience than with the old Peliko puzzles. And now we only have this 1000-piece puzzle left, and there is a quality difference between the piece count, so I'm hoping that maybe this will be like the best quality. But obviously I will finish this one and then I will give you kind of like my final review. Now, if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. But maybe you, for example, found this from Google because you were looking for like reviews of Peliko. I have a habit of sounding quite harsh, but it's just because what I do for a living. So my job is basically to find the things that are not necessarily done wrong, but like could be done better. So I actually think that Peliko is quite good so far. There is definitely things I want to improve. If I would ever collaborate with them, I would love to visit their factory. yeah, a little bit manifesting here. But yeah, let's finish this one and then see what is kind of like the final opinion on everything. Okay, so now this 1000-piece puzzle, surprisingly enough, does not have false fits. So, just like idea, since relaxed puzzlers do 1000-piece or more, maybe we could put the false fits in those puzzles, and then for speed puzzlers who primarily do the 500 pieces ones, maybe we could remove the false fits from those, since it seems to be an option. As you can see, the puzzle is still not ready. I have to multitask here because I'm gonna lose the sunlight and I ain't filming tomorrow. So I'm gonna do like the recap. I have like 5 points to sum it all up while I'm finishing this. Surprisingly enough, I thought that the animals would be the easiest. Not really, except the teddy bears, but teddy bears are not animals, so. And the red parts. But basically after that, I just started building like the frames. And that is weird if the frames are easier. But you know what? I think you all know the troubles of puzzles with fur. So let's just go with that. I don't think that requires any explanation. Now the biggest question is going to be, am I actually able to puzzle while I'm talking? Since this is not a live stream, probably not gonna happen, but we'll try. Also, why am I trying to do this without image? Because I thought it would look cute for you to show you the image, but that's not gonna happen because I'm not understanding the image without the image. And I really want to get this done. Anyway, the first point for Peliko, it is that the puzzles don't have names and they don't have credits, especially if it's a photograph, like most of these puzzles that I bought. By the way, this is a very annoying way to film, but my dog keeps barking, so then I just keep puzzling and then I will continue my story. Anyway, so they also do like collaborations with like Finnish artists, and first of all, if you see my Moomin video, most of the Moomin puzzles are from Peliko. So they also kind of like do and support artists that way, but I think they could still, even if it's just a small artist or a photobank photographer, I think they should include the name. Well, not the name they have to come up with on their own. I'm pretty sure it's a big company. I think they will have somebody who can come up with names for puzzles. Like, you can be as original as like Pets Collage for this one. Then the second thing would be probably, and this is I think the quickest fix there is that those stickers are too glued. Like, just get a new stickers because opening up nicely the box is gonna destroy the box, and that's kind of like a bad start for doing the puzzle, especially if you love boxes as much as I do. So that I think is an easy thing to fix. Other than that, I actually do like these boxes. I think they're very simple, and I want to say that these boxes are very Finnish design in a very weird way, that they are very simple and plain, and I like them. So yeah, boxes are fine. Now the third point, I want to make sure that you all got that those pieces of those smaller puzzles were disgustingly too big. And now, this is weird to me. Those were also the only boxes where the image on the front box didn't match the actual puzzle. You had to be smart enough to flip it. So what I'm thinking here, first of all, super big pieces kind of indicates that the puzzle is meant for kids, right? But is it like really that like, are kids like smarter than I am, that they understand not to look at the big picture but like use the small image? Or do kids do puzzles without the image? Like, I'm just a bit conflicted with this logic here that big pieces and the only box that where the image is like misleading, but I don't know. What do I know? Maybe it's just me and all the kids are geniuses these days, because clearly I am not. Okay, I think this is almost the most important, the fourth point. The quality issue with the false fits. Now this was random, 99 pieces, no false fits. I don't think it's even possible with that big pieces. This one, not really false fit, at least to my knowledge. Obviously I'm not speeding this up, so I think the false fit is always a bit of a bigger problem if you're speeding up something. But those 500 pieces definitely had false fit. Now, there's a couple of solutions here. You can either fix the quality and have no false fits, but sometimes you can actually have false fits and that kind of quality without it being a problem, as I mentioned, if you choose your images for the puzzles in consideration of the quality thing. For example, trefoil. And now I know some people disagree with me, but I have absolutely no problem with trefoil false fits, because usually the image is that kind of image that it doesn't really, like if you pay attention, if you're aware of the issue, it doesn't really matter that much. So I think they could just also choose, like a little bit pay more attention to the pictures that they choose. I could even like volunteer against money, of course, to be a tester or a consultant, you know. I'm open for opportunities, just letting you know, to, for example, test out the new puzzles or give you some input on what images to choose for the next year's catalog. But yeah, you see what I'm trying to do here. So I think my final rating, I know this is not ready, but my final rating, if you're a Finnish person, just for the Finnish aspect of this brand, I'm gonna give like 6 out of 5, and you will only understand this if you're a Finnish person. But as a more generally speaking and everything considered, I think I would give this like a solid 3 out of 5. Definitely not going to be my favorite brand anytime soon. And also, actually, I don't know. I think I made already enough points. 3 out of 5, I think that's pretty good rating. It is hard. Actually, by the way, it's impossible to get from me 5 out of 5, and even 4 out of 5 would be quite a stretch. So 4 out of 5 is actually pretty good, in case you're like wondering if you should buy this. But let's just finish this so we can be done and I can show you the final puzzle. Finally, it's a wrap. Hey, if you have done any Peliko puzzles, let me know in the comments. What do you think of them? And also, if you have any ideas of other brands that you want me to review, just let me know. But other than that, see you later. Bye bye.